If you saw my video yesterday, you would have noticed that I mentioned something about consistency in the middle of that video. And when it comes to consistency, I mentioned how I have my highs and my lows, my peak period and my low period. And in between that period is where my growth happens. Especially when I'm in my low period, I work on myself. That's where my self-work happens so that I can be more productive in my high period. So that when I'm in my high, I'm giving my highest performance. I want to unpack on consistency a little bit, especially given the phase that we are in, the stage we are in as humans at the moment, where there's a race that we are fighting with each other to win the race of AI. And at the same time, we are also trying to understand how to be human in the age of AI. What is AI doing and how it is impacting us? And that can feel very overwhelming because the potential is infinite, the possibilities are endless. If you did not learn coding, you are still today able to code and build your own websites and build your own apps. You are able to be a creative person even if you didn't pursue fine arts. You are able to write your thoughts being polished by AI, making it seem so much more valuable and effective and impactful that it touches the heart. How do you then understand consistency in a phase like this, where you have so much noise coming from everywhere and where there is so much you can do and you really don't know what to do? So I'm just going to unpack consistency today. Uh, in in childhood, when you really wanted to study one subject, in childhood, in your young adulthood, when somebody else was taking care of everything else in your life except for that one specific subject that you wanted to focus on, you were able to double down on that. I loved math. My mother would find me up at 2 a.m. in the morning doing math problems when I was in my 10th grade just because I loved math so much. My commitment to mathematics in my 10th grade was so deep that I would spend my evenings and I would have a calendar. I'm going to study this much, this much, this much, this subject, this subject, this subject, but I am not going to go to sleep without doing a few math problems. That was like my go-to thing. I'm not able to do that kind of consistency now. I did that for a whole year. So the myth that we have built around consistency is that you should be able to perform every day, every week, regularly, at a same pace. And while I understand that that is important, if you're a parent, you want to show up consistently for your child. If you're a leader, you want to show up consistently for your team. And this is a skill that we build with resilience, with grit. But consistency can also and does necessarily mean that there are going to be periods that you are going to need for your own self to take a step back from the relationship, from the job, from the goals, from the people, from the emotions, from the changes that are happening. You're going to need to take a step back and just spend some time to understand how I'm feeling, what is my body saying. In real life, consistency looks like that. Even as a mother, in real life, you are going to have days when you want to lock yourself behind the bathroom door and just cry because your child is continuously at it and they don't know that this is the impact that they are having on you. You're still a consistently good mother. We have built so much guilt and shame around not being consistent. I have struggled with understanding consistency. And recently, my manager said something to me which really stayed with me. I was talking about one of our colleagues who recently got promoted, and I was just like so happy for him. And I said that I really want to learn this from him because I feel that he always keeps going, and that's what makes him different from me. When I say different, like that's something that I aspire to learn. And my manager corrected me in that moment and said, "You also keep going, Romana. Sometimes maybe you need a little bit more support than he might. Maybe he is a little bit more independent than you, but you also keep going." This is so important. That moment when my manager said that, I learned that it is true. I do indeed keep going. I do not give up. I am here right now recording this video because I do not want to give up on my purpose and my passion of sharing this with more and more people. I have spent a lot of time learning about my saboteurs, my blockers. I will be talking about saboteurs in another video following up from this, but it's very interesting when you actually spend some time on understanding what my saboteurs are, and your saboteurs will keep changing as you keep going through life. So one of the saboteurs that was highly active for me, I would say in 2022, 2023, was like, ambition and wanting to prove yourself. That has toned down now. So you should put a little bit more time in understanding about your saboteurs, about your blockers, and I will continue to have more videos, so that will be a journey for you to be on and spend some time reflecting as I keep sharing this. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow.